Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are unboxing my Premium Boxycharm box for the month of December. I will be unboxing my Premium Base and Luxe boxes all this week, so I'll link up above whatever videos are already done and in the description box so you can check those out, and whichever ones aren't done will be here in a day or so. But today we're focusing on the Premium box. So if that's something you're into, make sure to keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe because I upload every other day and that'll be the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if you want to jump into the Premium box for the month of December 2021 with me, stay tuned. Alright, so obviously I did my base because there's nothing in the box that requires my base to not be done, or I'll get into that after. But anyway, the theme card this month is Boxycharm, the Gift of Glam. I think that's really cute and really seasonally appropriate. My variation is number C2112, which is 21-2021, 12. The month is December. And then the variation number is 201. So variation number 201, which means that there's a lot of variations this month. First item out of the box. I almost said bag. First item out of the box is from Kenya Ontiveros Beauty. This is the Glow and Go kit, retailing for $48. It does have this really cute magnetic closure of a book and an insert. This is the inside of the palette. Shine all year round with this Glow and Go kit, designed in a sleek, travel-friendly palette with Kenya's favorite shades. These are all-in-one kit. This all-in-one kit is all you need for that everyday glow or touch-ups on the go. So again, I already did my base, but we're going to do a whole bunch out of this palette now. So I'm going to start down here with the shade Angelic, which seems to be like an under-eye brightening powder. So I'm going to take a little bit of that on. This is a Juno & Co. brush, and I'm going to pat that into the under-eye area. So it is not a brightening powder. It has really, like I just swatched it, and there's really like a tiny bit there, but it disappears. So it's more of like a translucent powder. So I'm just gonna stamp that over the cheeks because I'm sure it'll help everything else blend out a little bit better. And I'm gonna use the same brush just because my normal bronzer brush, this is from Base Blue, is a little bit big to get in the pan here. I do prefer a large pan bronzer. So I am gonna go into the shade Divine on this same brush, and I'm going to go at the cheekbone and just press. And then once I feel like it's in the place I want, I'm going to go in small circular motions to blend out my bronzer. There's definitely pigment there. I will say, just like I said in my spoiler video, if you are my skin or lighter, I think you could really like this palette. I definitely do not think that this palette will work on anybody who's significantly deeper than I am, or really any deeper than I am. Beautiful bronzer tone, and I think it's working really well. But again, if you're any darker than me, I don't think this palette will work for you. All right, now that the shade is on, I'm going to switch into the brush I prefer to do my bronzer with. And just to fuse out the edges, this brush is beautiful because little circular motions really blend out a lot, and it just causes everything to look so seamless. And see how the face looks lifted and sculpted? I think that's a really pretty tone. I am going to grab my blush brush and go into Joy right here, which is the blush shade. Actually, no, that looks a little bit more luminous. So I'm going to do the two together. I'm going to start with Independent, which is a little bit of a peachy coral blush. On that shade, I got a lot of kick up, so you don't need a ton of product. And I'm going to pat that onto the cheeks and blend it out. So that's a really pretty tone. Why does that side not look blended? I don't know if it's just the way it's catching the light, but no matter how much I blend this side, I feel like it's not giving me a nice blend, but that might just be me. I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Joyful, which is definitely a more illuminating highlight brush. Highlight shade, I can't speak today. And I'm going to put that on the apple of the cheek and the cheekbone as my highlight. And then, as always, I am going to switch back to the blush brush, and I'm going to pull that over the cheek and blend it in, just so you don't get that stripe of highlight, and instead, you get this really glowy, dewy face. So far, I think the powders perform really beautifully. When I saw this palette, I did mention in my spoiler videos I was not super excited for it, but I think it worked really well, and because it is so travel friendly, I think that's going to be really nice for a lot of people. Now, the two shades right here, goals, are the brow shades. So I'm going to grab a brow brush. I'm going to start with the lighter of the two shades, and I am just going to gently fill in the front of my brow. And then once I'm happy with what I have there as far as the tone, I'm going to just gently soften the front with a spoolie. And then I'm going to switch to the darker of the two shades. And I'm going to use that to shape the arch and the tail. So I think it's doing a nice job. There's definitely a sheer pigment there. So if you're afraid of your brows getting overdone too quickly, this could be a really nice way to do them. I don't love a brow pencil. If I'm going to do my brows, I prefer a powder like this or a brow gel. So I'm going to go do this on this eye, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I did take a tiny bit of brow gel just to lock the hairs down and fill it in a little bit more. I always need to use a powder when I finish I always need to use a gel when I finish brow powders. And now we're going to use the eyeshadow tones here to do my eyes. I definitely think that just like looking at these colors, they're very neutral, but they're also very fair. So again, if you're much lighter than I am, I don't know if you will get a lot of use out of these shades. I'm going to grab one of these dense packer blendy crease brushes, and I'm basically going to use this for everything. I'm going to go into the shade Empower right here, which seems to be the neutral transition tone, and I'm going to buff that into my crease. So the pigment on these shadows is nice. I'm definitely getting color payoff, but I still think that the shades are a little too light for many skin tones. I really don't want to beat a dead horse and like keep complaining about the shade range, but until brands are a little more cognizant of the shades they're using and how they work for all skin types and tones, I think that is a problem, especially because I did not see online that there were variations in this where someone who's deeper could get a deeper color selection. Or, you know, even when they did the Cover FX palettes a long time ago, they had a light to medium and a medium to deep. So they attempted to be a little more inclusive. I definitely don't think that this palette is enough for many skin types or tones, especially anyone deeper than me. Next, I'm going to go into the shade Captivate, which is the exact same tone, but a little warmer. And I am just going to diffuse that in and above the crease. This is going to end up being a very light eyeshadow. There's not going to be a ton of depth just because there isn't a dark tone in here. And I'm going to try and do my best to stick to the palette and have that be the only thing I use. Unless it looks bad, and then we'll add something else. But I hate mixing more than one palette when I do my eyeshadow. And I hate reviewing a palette because if I have to dip into a second eyeshadow palette, then it's not a good palette. I can't have enough to do a full look. On the tip of the brush, I'm going to go into Driven, the light shade up top, and I'm going to use that just to blend the edges. Taking a light shade after you've done your crease and using that to diffuse your edges is just going to make sure everything is a little bit more blended. And we've got a goldy copper and a more yellow gold. So I'm going to go into this middle shade. It definitely looks more brown in person, but on camera it's reading a little bit more pinky copper. So I'm going to try that because I feel like I've been doing a lot of gold lately. I am going to mist that with a finishing spray just to make sure that it's even more metallic, but I do that with every single eyeshadow color. It's a pretty color, but it is definitely not as pink as it looks in the pan on camera. It's definitely more of like a soft copper, but it is very pretty. And I'm getting good metallic foil, I'm getting good pigment, and with a little bit of that same brush just to blend out the crease, I think I'm getting good definition. So I'm gonna go do the same thing on this eye and then smoke those two shades on my lower lash line with a tiny bit of brown liner, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I did throw a tiny bit of that shade Joy on the inner corner, and I didn't love the definition, so I did take a tiny bit of the bronzer and just pat it right here, just to add a little bit of lift to the outer corner. And I don't hate the way the eyes look, and I think mascara will help. I do want to go a little bit darker with the outer corners, but I'm not going to because I'm going to stick to the palette. Now, I think the palette performed really well. I like the way the colors blended together. Like I said, I do think I wish that there was a darker shade in there. And as far as the eyeshadow colors, I think this is basically what you can do with it. There's not a ton of versatility there, but I think it's pretty. Anyway, jumping into the next item in the box. Coming in from the brand IDAZ. I don't know if it's IDAZ or IDAZ, but these are the Dermastic Water Fit Mask. It is formulated with deep moisturizing ingredients and essential nutrients to soothe and moisturize the face, hydrates and soothes the skin by resolving dry skin problems and recovering damaged areas by giving maximum moisturization while also removing dead skin cells and opening pores and relieving skin tissue. Now this retails for $20, and this is, it says the brand Private Doctor, or that's what the Instagram account is. I will be passing on this. My skin's a little more on the oily combo side. I'm not super dry, so I'm probably going to pass that for somebody who's a little bit more dry and in need of hydration than I am. Next up comes a product from Stila. This is the Huge Extreme Lash Mascara. This retails for $23. Dare to be huge, Stila's volumizing, long-wearing mascara drenches every lash in triple black pigments and builds unstoppable color for the boldest blackish lashes ever. With just one coat, you instantly get major volume, length, and lift, and intense black color. Go as bold as you want, even multiple coats. The flexible formula leaves lashes soft with no clumps, flakes, or fallouts. Again, it retails for $23. That's another product I'll be passing on. I got it in gratis many years ago when I worked at Sephora, and I did not like the formula. I don't think it was right for me. It was a little too much volume and definitely made my lashes feel a little clumpy. So I'm going to be sticking to a mascara I already know and love, and I'm going to use that instead. And I'll be right back for the next item in the box. All right, I definitely like the eyes more with mascara. I was going to put a lash on too, but because the color is so light, I think a lash will be overpowering, so I'm going to skip it. Next, this is from the brand Evio Beauty. Retailing for $24, it is a liner duo. Creamy, long-lasting, rich color to line or fill lips. The two-piece kit features a velvety formula that glides on effortlessly along your lips for a perfect defined pout in a matte finish, named after people who inspire us. There is a nude and a red, and the shades are Val and Brooke. I am going to... Do we want to do... I don't know. What color lip do we want to do? I'm asking you like you guys can hear me, or like I haven't already made a decision before you see this. I think I want to go... I feel like I just did a red very recently, so I'm going to go with a nude. So this is the shade Val. It is a wood pencil, so this is one you're going to have to sharpen, and I'm just going to line my lips like I normally do. Because it's a soft pale nude, I'm going to grab my favorite nude lip. So this is going to be Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk, and I'm going to apply that right on the center. And a touch of gloss. This is Nearly Neutral by Rare Beauty. Now that the lip is on, I definitely feel like the cheeks are a little washed out. I think I need more bronzer, even though I did put on quite a bit. And I feel like we're a little glowy dewy for how everything is looking. So I am going to just grab a tiny bit of setting powder just to take down a little bit of shine. That translucent powder from in here that I kind of dusted everywhere seemed to have a little more of a glow to it than I was ready for. So if you're on the oily side, go very light with that powder, or you can get a little shiny like I did. And I am not going to add more bronzer just because I feel like we're just going to let this be what it's going to be. And let's go into the next item. I think the lip does feel very nice, and that is a lipstick and lip gloss that I've used a lot. There's no feathering, there's no bleeding, so it is a really nice formula of lip liner. Next, from Elemis, this is a $39 value for the Superfood Matcha Eye Dew. It is a cooling eye gel with matcha, kiwi, honeydew melon, and a prebiotic, immediately quenching and hydrating the eye area throughout the day, helping to revive and refresh and give a healthy glow with or without makeup. Lightweight gel absorbs easily into the skin to offer the perfect on-the-go solution for an eye area that feels wide awake. Now, obviously with skincare, it'll take you 28 to 60 days of using it before you really see results. So I'm going to set that aside and use that in an upcoming... I'll put it into my routine, and in a couple weeks, I'll update you if I like it or not. And the last item is the priciest item in the bunch, and again, it's a serum, so Even if I put it on today, it's not something that I think I could actually tell you if it works, because again, 28 to 60 days. This is from the brand Peony Skin, Beverly Hills. This is a $195 value. A powerful serum that reduces the appearance of lines and wrinkles, tightens and firms while providing the skin surface with a protective barrier, retaining water and the corneous layer of skin, making your skin appear more plump and radiant. I do not see any ingredients on here, which I'm gonna be honest, I'm not very happy with. And on here it says that there are 3 ingredients listed, and that is dimethicanol and 2 other things I can't pronounce. I'm going to jump on their website and see if I can get a little more in the ingredients, but the packaging feels nice and luxe. So according to the website, there are only 3 ingredients in this serum, and it is the 3 I read. One of them is a silicone compound, which may be associated with environmental toxicity. Not the best ingredient to have in skincare. The second ingredient is help your skin and hair products dry and spread more easily to make you feel silky without weighing it down. And the third item is a non-water soluble silicone that is used to smooth the appearance. So all in all, this sounds like really expensive silicone that you could probably use as a primer to smooth your skin out. However, I really do not see there being any actual benefits. It even says in the description, reduces the appearance of. This is not correcting, this is hiding the problem. So that's gonna be a pass from me, and the $195 serum is going to go right in my giveaway bin because I don't need expensive dimethicone on my face. So all in, this box had a retail value of $359. Now, the eye palette, the face palette, everything I used was a $48 value, and this is the premium box, which is $39.99. And I did like the lip liner. So the 2 items I tried are like a $75 value. So like definitely worth the price of the box. I'm also a big fan of Elemis, so I'm really optimistic about the eye cream. The mascara is a miss for me. This is not right for my skin type, and this serum is expensive dimethicone. I don't recommend it. I think it's not a bad box, if I'm being completely honest, but it is absolutely, like, if this was marketed as a flawless primer, I think I would be less offended by it. But the fact that it's $195 for 3 ingredients that all smooth out the skin with no actual skincare benefits leads me to believe that it's not just, it's just a no. So that's going to be a pass from me on those 3 items. Kind of a hit or miss box, not the best box in the world, not the worst box in the world. I definitely liked the items I used, but like I said, this is just so disappointing. It's kind of bringing down everything for me. So let me know your thoughts down below. I would love to hear them, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.